Have you ever felt, in a quiet moment, that the world you see is only a fraction of the story? You stand here now, anchored in a reality defined by length, width, and height, a framework that feels so complete, so final. But you're invited to consider a breathtaking possibility that this familiar space is merely the shoreline of a vast, unseen ocean. What if, folded into the very fabric of this moment, lie corridors of existence your senses can never touch, dimensions as real as the ground beneath your feet, yet completely beyond your perception? Today, we embark on a journey not outward to the stars, but inward into the hidden architecture of everything. You rest within the familiar three dimensions, a comfortable home for your perception. Yet, physics whispers of a grander structure. Imagine you are a creature living on the surface of a vast, flat sheet of paper. Your entire universe is this two-dimensional plane. You can move forward, backward, left, and right. You know nothing of up or down. That direction simply doesn't exist in your experience. Now, imagine a three-dimensional being gently lifts you off the page. For a moment, you would witness an entirely new, incomprehensible direction. You would see the whole of your universe at once, a perspective you couldn't have even conceived of before. This is the invitation physics extends to you. Theories like string theory don't just suggest one extra dimension, but perhaps 10 or 11 in total. We are like that creature on the paper, blind to the up that is folded quietly around us. These extra dimensions aren't necessarily distant realms. They are thought to be here, now, curled up into tiny, intricate shapes at every single point in space. Think of them as secret rooms built into the walls of your home, so small you've never noticed the doors. You do not need to picture them perfectly. Simply let the idea hover that the universe may be infinitely richer than the space you can see, holding corridors of reality you walk through every second, completely unaware. This idea challenges not just our view of the cosmos, but our understanding of limits. When you feel trapped by your circumstances, hemmed in by the walls of your life, could it be that you are simply not perceiving the other directions available to you? Perhaps the solution to a problem lies not in moving forward or backward on the familiar plane, but in looking up toward a perspective you haven't yet considered. As you begin to question the nature of space, you learn it is not a void. Physics offers a tender phrase, the fabric of space-time. You're asked to imagine it not as an empty stage, but as a living, dynamic weave, like a cosmic hammock holding all of creation. The stars and galaxies are not just scattered randomly throughout the emptiness. They are arranged along shimmering filaments of a cosmic web, like dewdrops clinging to an impossibly vast spider's silk. This web is the large-scale structure of our universe, and we are nestled within one of its threads. Gravity, in this beautiful vision, is not a mysterious pull. It is the gentle, inevitable consequence of this fabric bending. Imagine placing a heavy bowling ball onto a stretched trampoline. The surface curves downward. Now, roll a marble nearby. It doesn't get pulled to the bowling ball. It simply follows the curve that the ball has created in the fabric. This is gravity. A heavy star, a planet, even your own body curves the fabric of spacetime, and other objects follow those curves. You are held to the earth right now, not by an invisible tether, but because you are resting in a gentle dip in the cosmic weave created by our planet, mass. You are a part of this ancient, woven story held within its cosmic embroidery, and your very presence adds your own tiny, unique curve to its magnificent pattern. This leads you to reconsider time. You feel it as a constant, forward-flowing river, carrying you from the past, through the present, and into the future. It feels steady, absolute, and unidirectional. Yet, Einstein's revolution revealed that time is not an independent, rigid river. It is the fourth dimension, woven inextricably together with the three dimensions of space. Time is flexible, elastic, capable of stretching and shrinking. This isn't just a theory, it's a measured reality. GPS satellites, moving at high speeds and in a weaker gravitational field than we are, have to have their clocks constantly adjusted. If they didn't, their time would run slightly faster than ours, and the navigation systems we rely on every day would fail within minutes. Near the immense gravity of a black hole, time slows to a crawl. For an astronaut traveling at near the speed of light, time dilates, and they return to Earth having aged only a few years, while decades have passed for everyone they left behind. Your personal experience of time's relentless march is not the whole story. It is a current that bends and flows according to the curves of space-time. This suggests a profound truth. Our perception is relative. The 1 minute you spend waiting for a bus can feel like an hour, while an hour spent with a loved one can feel like a minute. Our emotional and physical state changes our experience of this dimension. Realizing that time is not a rigid master, but a flexible partner in the dance of reality can be liberating. It invites you to be more present in the moments that matter, for they are the substance of your unique journey along this bending river. This bending is the very essence of your movement through the cosmos. You drift deeper into the vision of gravity, understanding it now not as a force, but as the topography of reality. You are carried along these curves at every moment. It is the shape of space that keeps you in your chair, that holds the moon in orbit around the Earth, and that guides the Earth in its long, graceful journey around the sun. We can see this happening across unimaginable distances. Astronomers witness this cosmic curvature as gravitational lensing. When they look at a massive cluster of galaxies, the space-time around it is so warped that the light from a galaxy, even farther behind it, gets bent, stretched, and magnified, often appearing as multiple images or a spectacular arc of light. It's like looking through the curved base of a wine glass. The mass of the galaxy cluster is acting as a cosmic lens, allowing us to see things that would otherwise be invisible. The universe is not a straight line. It is a landscape of curves, folds, and valleys, and we are all travelers following its contours, held gently and perfectly within the shape of reality. Now, you are invited to consider an ancient philosophical idea through a radical modern lens, that your tangible, three-dimensional reality might be a shadow of something greater. This is the holographic principle, one of the most mind-bending concepts in theoretical physics. It suggests that all the information that makes up your world, every particle, every star, every thought you've ever had, could be a projection of information stored on a distant, two-dimensional surface that marks the boundary of our universe. Imagine a credit card hologram. It's a flat, 2D surface, but when you look at it, you see a full 3D image with depth and perspective. Or think of the reflection of a towering tree on the perfectly still surface of a lake. The reflection is two-dimensional, yet it captures the essence of the three-dimensional tree. The holographic principle proposes that our entire universe might be like that hologram, like that reflection. This does not make you less real. A shadow is still a real phenomenon, but it deepens your existence profoundly. It suggests that you are not an isolated entity, but an inseparable expression of a higher, unseen pattern inscribed upon the very edge of the cosmos. Every part of you is connected to every other part of the universe at a fundamental, informational level. The separation you feel between yourself and the world around you might be, in a sense, a beautiful and convincing illusion. So what are you made of, really? You are guided toward one of physics' most elegant and delicate ideas, string theory. It proposes that the fundamental building blocks of reality are not point-like particles, but unimaginably tiny, one-dimensional, vibrating strings of energy. In this breathtaking vision, the universe is a grand cosmic instrument, and all of reality is its music. A string vibrating in one specific pattern appears to us as an electron. A different vibration appears as a photon, the particle of light. Another, a quark. Every particle, every force, every bit of matter and energy is just a different note, a different resonance in the same cosmic symphony. You are not built from silent, inert bricks. You are composed of chords, a complex and beautiful melody of vibrations humming with the silent, unseen music of existence. This reframes your very being. You are not a static object. You are a process, a song being played. When you feel stagnant or stuck, remember that your fundamental nature is vibration, music, and flow. The very essence of your being is dynamic, not fixed. This music, however, requires a much larger stage than the one you can see. The mathematics of string theory only works if the universe contains more than the three spatial dimensions we know. This brings us back to those hidden rooms, the compact dimensions. These extra dimensions are not vast and open like our own, but are thought to be compactified, curled into tiny, intricate geometric shapes at every point in space. These shapes are known as Calabi-Yau manifolds, and their complexity is staggering. They are like the hidden, resonant chambers of the cosmic instrument. The specific geometry of these hidden rooms, their twists, folds, and holes, determines how the fundamental strings can vibrate. It tunes the notes, the laws of physics, the masses of particles, the strengths of forces in our universe are not arbitrary. They may be a direct consequence of the shape of these unseen dimensions. The reality you know, the symphony you are a part of, is shaped by an invisible architecture of spaces you can never enter, yet which dictate the very nature of your world. This leads to a quiet answer for one of physics' biggest puzzles. Why is gravity so astonishingly weak? You can overcome the entire gravitational pull of the planet Earth with a tiny refrigerator magnet. Compared to electromagnetism or the nuclear forces, gravity is a whisper. The theory of brain worlds offers a stunning explanation. It suggests that our universe, with its three spatial dimensions, is a membrane, or brain, floating within a higher dimensional space, often called the bulk. In this model, most forces and particles, like light and electrons, are like flies stuck on flypaper. They are confined to our brain. But gravity is different. Gravity, the theory goes, is not stuck to our brain. It is free to spread out, to leak into the bulk, into those extra dimensions. The reason gravity feels so faint to us is that we are only experiencing a tiny fraction of its true strength. Most of it has dissipated into the unseen space beyond. What you feel as the force holding you to the earth is merely the faint trace it leaves behind in your world, a whisper from a much grander, higher dimensional reality. The idea of your universe as a brain expands into a grander, more majestic vision. You are invited to imagine this brain not as a lonely object, but as a delicate sheet floating like a lily pad in a vast, higher dimensional sea. You cannot step off this surface. All the matter, light, and energy that makes up you and your world are bound to it. Yet, this vision suggests you are not alone. Other brains, other universes, may be drifting quietly alongside your own. They might be just a millimeter away, but separated from you not by a distance you can measure, but by a direction you cannot perceive. You are part of a grand flotilla, a fleet of universes sailing across a silent, unseen ocean. This brings you to the doorstep of the multiverse. If your universe is but one brain among many, then countless others may exist nearby, parallel to your own. You are standing in an infinite hallway lined with closed doors. Your universe is but one room, and the others are silent neighbors you can never visit. Some of these parallel universes might be nearly identical to yours, differing only in one small quantum event. Others could be wildly different, with alien laws of physics and strange forms of matter. You cannot see them, you cannot touch them, but their potential presence transforms the silence around you. It suggests that the vast emptiness of space is not empty at all, but full of worlds unseen. This radically redefines your own significance. It suggests that every possibility might be playing out somewhere. It doesn't diminish your life, it places it within an infinite context, making your unique experience, this particular unfolding of reality, all the more precious. You begin to wonder about the nature of the space between these parallel universes, leading you to the concept of a fifth direction. This wouldn't be like the tiny, curled up dimensions of string theory. It would be a vast, expansive direction you cannot point to, one that lies beyond length, width, height, and even time. It is the bulk, the sea in which the brains of different universes float. To step into it would be to step outside your reality entirely, into the greater realm that contains all others. It is the hidden corridor that may connect everything. While we can't take that step, we can ponder its meaning. It implies that our entire cosmos might be just one slice of a much larger, more complex structure. Even if you cannot see these higher dimensions, you can glimpse their nature through the pure language of geometry. Your mind is the laboratory. Just as a three-dimensional cube casts a two-dimensional square as its shadow, a four-dimensional object, a tesseract, can cast a three-dimensional shadow. To us, this shadow might look like a cube nested within a larger cube with all the corners connected. It looks strange, paradoxical, because we are trying to comprehend a 4D object from our 3D perspective. Geometry provides a powerful metaphor to feel what you cannot picture. It suggests that your reality, with all its familiar shapes and laws, may itself be a projection, a beautiful but incomplete shadow of a higher, more complex, and more elegant geometric form. You are not just living in the universe. You are a pattern within a shadow of a higher truth. You follow light, the faithful messenger that reveals the universe to you. You've already learned that its path is not always straight, but bends gracefully to follow the curves of space-time. But the thought then emerges that light might also weave through the hidden dimensions, its path altered in subtle, almost imperceptible ways by corridors you cannot see. Just as the bending of starlight around galaxies reveals the presence of unseen dark matter, perhaps very precise measurements of light's path could carry whispers of higher spaces. Every ray of starlight that reaches your eye is a traveler that has journeyed for thousands, millions, or even billions of years. It is a witness. It tells a story not just of the visible cosmos, the stars, dust, and gas it passed, but potentially of the invisible cosmos as well, the hidden geometries it may have grazed along its epic journey. Your attention now turns to symmetry, one of the deepest and most beautiful principles underpinning all the laws of physics. It is the profound sense of balance in the cosmos, just as a butterfly's wings mirror each other, or a snowflake exhibits sixfold symmetry. The laws of nature remain unchanged, whether you are here or on the other side of the galaxy. They don't change if you perform an experiment today or tomorrow. This deep symmetry provides the fundamental structure and stability of our universe. But you also learn that the most interesting events in the cosmos happen when symmetry is broken. In the very first moments after the Big Bang, matter and its opposite, antimatter, should have been created in perfectly equal amounts. If that perfect symmetry had held, they would have annihilated each other completely, leaving behind a universe filled with nothing but light. But for some reason, a slight imbalance occurred, a tiny break in the symmetry. For every billion antimatter particles, there was 1,000,000,001 matter particles. That one left over is everything you see, every star, every planet, and you. Your existence is owed to an ancient and gentle breaking of a perfect balance. The cosmos is a sublime dance between perfect symmetry and the creative imperfections that allow a story to unfold. This is a powerful lesson for life. We often strive for perfect balance and order, but it is often in our imperfections, our asymmetries, our unexpected deviations from the plan, that our true character, creativity, and uniqueness emerge. You turn your gaze from the vast outer cosmos to the intimate inner world of your own awareness, that quiet, mysterious presence that listens, that notices, that feels, that reflects. You are invited to consider a radical idea that this awareness is not some random, accidental byproduct of complex biology, but is a fundamental and intrinsic aspect of the universe itself. It is the whisper through which the silent cosmic code becomes known. Just as your eyes are a way the universe sees light, and your ears are a way it hears vibrations, your consciousness may be the way the cosmos reads itself on a subjective level. It is a mirror held up by a small part of the universe, reflecting the existence of the whole. You are the universe, knowing itself. You explore the mysterious meeting ground between the whisper of awareness and the substance of matter. For centuries, they have been seen as separate, but they are inextricably woven together. The purely physical firing of billions of neurons in the intricate network of your brain somehow gives rise to the completely non-physical, subjective experience of seeing the color red, or feeling love, or understanding an idea. Every sensation, every emotion, Every thought is a testament to the seamless union of these two partners. You are not a ghost in a machine, a mind separate from a body. You are a single, unified tapestry woven from both. Matter is the canvas, and awareness is the image that appears upon it, each inseparable from and giving meaning to the other. This leads you to wonder, is this awareness confined only to brains like yours, or to life as we know it? Or could it exist in other, unseen forms? Perhaps alien kinds of minds bloom on distant planets based on a completely different biochemistry. But the possibilities are even more profound. Perhaps awareness, in some proto form, can arise from the complex vibrations of strings in those hidden dimensions. Perhaps it can even emerge within the vast, slow, interconnected networks of galaxies in the cosmic web, a mind thinking thoughts that last for billions of years. Consciousness may not be a rare jewel, but a principle layered throughout all of reality, at every scale, from the microbial to the cosmic. The universe may be filled with hidden minds, a chorus of silent, unnoticed whispers, all contributing to the great song of being. You are then guided to an even more profound thought, that all these scattered sparks of individual awareness may not be truly separate, but are fundamentally connected within a single, universal field of unity. Imagine the ocean. It has countless individual waves, each with its own location, shape, and duration. They seem separate, but they are not. They are all temporary expressions of the one single body of water. Perhaps each individual mind, yours, mine, and every other potential mind in the cosmos, is like a wave on a single, boundless ocean of universal consciousness. Just as the electromagnetic field unites all particles of light across the vastness of space, a universal field of awareness may silently unite all minds, seen and unseen. You are not an isolated island of thought. You are a unique and precious wave in an endless ocean of shared presence. This idea of a unified field expands into a final, breathtaking vision that the universe itself might be conscious, just as your human consciousness arises from the coordinated, complex interactions of billions of connected neurons. A cosmic mind could arise from the interconnected web of billions of galaxies, all linked by gravity and light across space-time. The thoughts of such a mind would be the grand, slow unfolding of cosmic laws. The formation of stars would be its creative impulses, the clustering of matter, its memories, its timescale measured in eons. In this vision, you're not simply living in this universe. You are an integral part of its mind. You are a thought cell in a cosmic brain, a way for the entire cosmos to awaken, to experience, and to know itself from within. You rest now with the final, gentle question. If the universe is indeed awakening, is there a purpose to it all? The answer may not be a grand destination, but is found in the journey itself. Perhaps the purpose is simply to be, for awareness to exist for its own sake, like a flower blooming in a field, not for any reason other than to express its own beauty. Or perhaps its purpose is to connect, to deepen, to weave all of its disparate, seemingly separate parts into a more unified and self-aware whole. You are left with the comforting thought that meaning may not lie in some final, ultimate answer, but in the unfolding itself. By simply being here, now, and being aware, you are already a part of the universe's purpose. You are a necessary and beautiful verse in its endless, awakening song. We have journeyed from the hidden rooms in the fabric of space to the possibility of a conscious cosmos. These ideas are not just abstract theories for scientists to debate. They are invitations to shift our own perspective. The lesson from higher dimensions is to never assume your current perspective is the only one. When you feel stuck, remember there may be another direction, another solution you simply can't perceive yet. The lesson of the fabric of space-time is that we are all profoundly interconnected. Your actions, your energy, your presence creates a curve in the fabric that affects everything else. The lesson from the holographic principle is that our perceived separation from each other and the world is an illusion. At a deeper level, we are all expressions of a unified whole, and the lesson of cosmic consciousness is that your own awareness is a precious, fundamental part of reality, a way for the universe to witness its own splendor. So, how can you apply this to your life? Practice looking for the unseen connections. See yourself not as a static object, but as a dynamic vibration, a song. Treat the world and the people in it as inseparable parts of your own larger self. And above all, cultivate your own awareness through presence and curiosity, because in doing so, you are participating in the grand awakening of everything. I leave you with a few questions to ponder. Which of these ideas resonated most deeply with you, and how might it change the way you see your world tomorrow? If you are a song, what kind of music do you want to create with your life? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I would love to read them. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the architecture of reality. I wish you health, peace, and endless curiosity. And if you found value in this exploration, please consider subscribing to the channel for more journeys into the heart of mystery.